That guy yesterday, when I was leaving the club, he was about what? 10:30. JKL was still going on. And he's he's one of the wealthiest men in Kenya. And you all know him. You know him. And I told him, where? It's late bana. Watu wende nyumbani. And he said me, I can't go home now. See, I can't go home now. I said, why? He said, it's impossible to go home. My wife is just a terrorist. I will go home at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock when I'm sure she's asleep. And this is one of the wealthiest men in Kenya. And you know him so well. If I told you his name, you'd fall down where you are. And I thought about him all evening. I was like, oh my God. What do you do to your men? Why do men fear going home? And he said, Mena, please talk about wives who are terrorists. Because I can't go home. My house haikaliki.
You know,
na nakaa mudhaiga. Hey.
You know, even the Bible says you rather go live kwa wilderness la kukaa with a quarreling wife. These people can terrorize you na nyumba umejenga runda. Makitengela
They
nyumba.
terrorize you how?
Chaos. Right. Our fellows are sleeping in their cars. A lot of men. You cannot tell your mother. You cannot go to police. Wezi sema nyumbani. Yani.
Kwani kwa nyumba yako husemi? No, let me ask you. Kwani kwako husemi?
Husemi nini?
Aren't you the one who lays the law?
Who's supposed to say nowadays? Doesn't work like that.
What do you do to your men? Because this man said, Mena, please talk about wives who are terrorists.
Ask them why they become terrorists like that. Why they are chasing men out of their homes.
How?
And especially men who are achieving. Huwezi pata mtu wa Kibera ama nini ana Kayole Kasabula hapo atalala nje na already ako nje. This guy amejenga nyumba Kitengela. Yo Kitengela watu jenga nyumba kubwa sana.
Yes.
Ama Syokimau. Ama Utawala. A big house. Nice, furnished, everything. Amenunua vitu zote China. When he's supposed to rest and relax na amejinunulia kaharia. Haezi ingia kwa hiyo nyumba. Afadhali alale kwa counter.
It was the most incredible experience ever.
And you need to tell them, and I hope you're not supporting them, why they do that. Okay? They're mistreating someone's child. He has worked so hard. This fellow is they are in their 50s. He has worked very hard. Watoto wamesoma, amepeleka college. They are responsible men. You start mistreating him, you will become a terrorist. Surely. Why do they do that?
I want you to think of the 5 wealthiest men you know in Kenya today. I can guarantee you he's in there.
And yet he cannot go home.
And he told me I cannot go home.
Yes.
I can only go home when I'm sure she's asleep.
Bas.
And he normally calls his watchman, who waits for the light in the bedroom to be switched off. Then he calls him and says, come home. Ihua.
Oh, jana mtu anana bodyguard kwa nyumba sitting pinya kengele.
And but there, when you think about it, there's been a history of men like this, including others who we shall not mention. Wanafanyishwa press conference hapo.
We won't mention any names.
We will not mention names. But I want to know, Enitume, please go and talk about terrorist wives. What do you do to these men? Or what is it that these men do to you that makes you react like this? Because I can't get it.
Terrorists.
Men who can't go home. Ama you get home and you sleep in your car.
Yes.
How?
Ama sitting. Umefungua macho. Na umevaa socks.
0711046105 is my number. Please give me a call. Send me that text message to 22494. Hit me up on my fan page on Facebook or my Twitter handles at It's Minor again, your Classic 105 Kenya. My hashtag is Minor and Kingangi. Terrorist wives, is yours one? And if you're a terrorist wife, why are you like that? How can one of the wealthiest men in Kenya be afraid of going home?
In a big house.
And he employs hundreds of thousands of people. Anaingia office and apigiwa salute by everyone. He makes decisions worth billions every day. But he can't go home. Yeah.
One woman is a kisirani. They are called kisirani. What's that? Kisirani.
Wealthiest men in Kenya that every Kenyan knows. He's in there. And he told me he cannot go home. I will only go home when I'm sure my wife is asleep. How does he know his wife is asleep? His watchman looks at the house. When the light for the main bedroom is switched off, he calls him and tells him, kuja nyumbani sasa. Imagine. He employs hundreds of thousands of Kenyans. But he can't go home. He says, my wife is a terrorist. Guide. Men who make decisions worth billions every day.
Wacheza mzee anafika hapa anauza soja. Mama ameingia. Unaona akiwa na mood na kaja.
And you're a top CEO in Africa.
Wewe ndio tunategemea. As a country. Umeona akiwa aje. Akwambia mdozi mimi naona afadhali urudi mahali ulikuwa. Ile sura ameniangalia mama. Hata unaona hata janisalimia wewe utamalizwa. Mdozi mimi ukiniuliza tu
uti mahali utoka. And you with all your billions you turn around and go away.
Unaona we hapo utamalizwa. And you know these are achievers, eh?
Yes, but they are achievers. These are people who've done a lot in life.
And very responsible men. Nika blanda moja wanakuwa wamefanya.
So what is it?
Mengojewa hivi.
So why are your women like that? If you're not making them to be like that?
Terrorists. Nyumba ni unasemaga, that was my house, eh? Unapita hapo bypass, unaona hiyo nyumba?
Ilikuwa yangu.
Una hiyo lota na mdomo pale. Hata huwezi onyesha na kidole, unaonesha la mdomo.
You know, I don't get it, because if only you knew the person I'm talking to. Okay, you know him.
You don't have to mention.
I will not mention.
Yeah, that's okay.
But you know him so well, it's incredible. And he commands the respect of each and every Kenyan. But he can't go home.
You can't. Analala kwa counter.
What would make a man sleep in the bar or get home and sleep in the car? What's going on in that house?
You'll see. You'll know what happens, my friend. And here we are respecting and depending on your decisions. Kwa board, chairing all these board meetings, employing thousands of people. Mtu moja amekulemea. Mtu moja.
This is incredible. Hello. Good morning.
Sasa wangu maina hata si Al-Shabaab. Wangu ni Al-Qaeda.
Wako ni Al-Qaeda original.
Yeah, original.
What does she do?
Maina, that woman, that house, it's always in hell. I cannot get home before 2 a.m.
You cannot go home before 2 a.m.
Seriously.
Why? What does she do?
See, when you get home, kelele kila wakati. Kwanza kosea ile bili yote umelipa. Either kuswipe card or anything. Hey, that woman, bwana.
So why are you still with her if your home is not a place you can go and lay your head to rest?
Maina, I'm there. 1, because of my children. 2, because of my family. Just that. Maina, I'll keep on having mistresses outside.
Yeah.
Na kitaka kukua bibi. When that girl tries to have children or wants to become a wife, I refuse. She better walks away. Nitafute mistress ambaye hataki kuwa bibi.
So you'll continue having mistresses out there?
Yes, I'll continue. Comfortably. But huyo mistress akitaka kuwa bibi ama akitaka kupata watoto kuwa bibi, to settle down, She walks away, I get another one. Maina nakwambia nimefika kwa nyumba 2 a.m. Saa hii already I'm in the office in restaurants.
You got home at 2 a.m. last night?
Yes. Na saa hii nakwambia niko kwa ofisi. Nimehit Vika Road, traffic, and I'm already in the office.
And tonight you're gonna go home at 2 a.m. again?
Hey, even at 3. Kwanza ikianza sasa weekend inaanza. 3, 4. Because now even if you go to that home, it's chaotic. Mwanamke umemjengea nyumba vizuri, nyumba kubwa, a 6-bedroom house. She has 2 house girls. Bwana hiyo itoshi, Maina. Ni kama siafu bwana. I better be in these clubs bwana, tunakunywa na wanaume tunacheka. The time I get home, stress imeisha.
Okay, thank you. Guy. Igua. About men who cannot go home because their wives are terrorists. Hey. You know me, I cannot believe what I'm seeing on Twitter. I could not believe this guy yesterday. If you think of the 5 wealthiest men Kenya has, he's one of them, but he can't go home. He says he can only go home when he's sure his wife is asleep. How can one person terrorize and instill the fear of a ghost into a man who makes billion-shilling decisions every day?
Well, you'll see.
Let me tell you, from what I see and from what you tell me, do you think I'm going to get married, even you?
No, you have to join us.
I don't have to join you.
At some point.
I can see the hell you're going through. Where ka uko peke yako?
You know, ni vile wezi eka gear reverse tuko kwa mteremko ya Kingara Road hapa.
You know, maybe one day we should just discuss what is the point of marriage? What is the point? It cannot because of things like this.
Most men even don't know they're married. They just got trapped. Na wakaendelea na maisha wakapambana na hiyo hali.
Ismail Swala, you're saying stories in Nairobi sasa, urban men. Such things don't happen up country. In fact, Ushago, the door is never closed until the man of the house gets back.
Hao ni wa Masai.
Wakanai, please call it because
Big Papa, where are you, by
I
the
need
way?
to hear from you. This is what he's saying. It's a painful lesson. I wish you can marry Caroline Mutoko Mwanyiga or Shiko wa bastard.
Amesahau sasa.
That says Mutungi. Only then can you understand the ordeal men go through.
Kwanza wewe, if we are to marry one of them.
Guy.
Tanyoroshwa hapa. Hata tunakuwa tuongei, unaweka tu muziki. Unaanza topic, tunakubaliana, unacheza muziki. Na ni kweli yeka muziki.
Ni kweli ni kweli.
Weka muziki. Wengi wanalala nje. Hata mimi nakumbuka weka muziki. Ukikumbuka umelala hapa paki.
Oh my God.
Why?
Oh my God. Let me just go to your messages. But why bother coming home to be interrogated after a long day? Better stay out till late, then leave early in the morning. However, there are women that find fault in a man regardless of whatever he does. Wow, no name on that message, but my goodness.
You know, these women are the ones who tell you, weka hizo mabossi zako kwa mlango. Unatumwa hapa kama Peter, unaleta sukumiwa.
Take your boss wako kwa mlango.
Yeah. I'm not your employee, just that you know.
I can't. Guys, what is this?
Good morning, Mike.
Hello, good morning.
Salimia mwalimu.
Amesalimika.
Maina.
Yeah.
Maina, that's why wewe ndio unasemange pia wanawake wanaume ndio wanawatesa. Wanaume wengi wameteseka bwana. Wakati inafikia mwanaume anaingia kwa nyumba saa 8, unafikiria ni amani iko huko? Kitu mwanaume hataki na apendi katika maisha yake ni kelele. Na ukitaka mwanaume asilale kwa hiyo nyumba, wacha mwanamke ampigie kelele. Afadhali achapwe pole pole, lakini asiwahi pigiwa kelele. Si kupenda kwa wanaume.
That's why jana ulisikia wanaume wengi wanasema kitu cha kwanza, mtu wa kwanza katika maisha yao ni mama yao, because hakuna siku mama yake atamfanyia vitu kama hizo. That's why unakuta wengine wanaleta hata mama zao kwa nyumba, at least awe na peace. Si eti anamleta sababu ako na nyumba kubwa. Waino unanisikia?
Nakusikia.
Hiyo ndio inafanya wengi wanaleta hata brothers zake, sisters zake, at least awe na peace. Akikuja kwa nyumba hata pigwa kelele, hata gongwa. Hata wewe utakubali ukiwa sister yako utakubali ndugu yako agongo ukiwa. Hiyo anatafuta security. Kuna mahali nilikuwa nafanya kazi, and I'm speaking through experience. Jamaa mmoja na ni Mmeru, in fact alikuwa anachapwa baka akikuja kitu saa 7 ya usiku. Kuna wakati alichapwa baka tukamwokota chini, slap na maji kumwagiwa. Unatoka wapi saa hii umbwa hii? Mtu unaenda unatafuta mtu kutoka nje, unamleta kwako, anakuja kukutawala. Watu ni wengi wanapitia mambo, na watu wengi, wanaume wengi wanaishi kwa hizo nyumba sababu ya watoto. Especially hizi nyumba, afadhali hizi nyumba ma single room, hizi nyumba self contained, maina watu wako na mashida. Mtu anachamba baka anashindwa maybe kutoka kwa nyumba, choo iko kwa nyumba, sasa mtu ajua. Afadhali ile single room mwenye anatoka nje unaona yenyewe huyu aligongwa, hata akidanganyana ni dirisha ilimgonga.
Okay. Thank you very much, guy. Man, what do you go through? Kumbe there are things we just imagine or don't even know happen. Yenyewe, money can't buy you everything. Aki, that's what I realized. That was my big lesson from this guy. He says, my wife is a terrorist. He says, please go and talk about women who terrorize their men. He's got all the money in the world. He's a very respected businessman, not just in Kenya, all around Africa. He's peerless when it comes to achievement. But he can't go home. Guy. Kanga Justin Kanga saying, I want you to imagine a fly being venomous and mention our wives' names in the same breath. Nagging on our noses like their lives depend on it. A man can handle national political threats well, but his wife's threats, very hard. Got a tweet asking me, Maina, don't even go far. Go to our Senate and ask a few senators in there how they are terrorized. Kiao. Frederick Horace, good morning. Saying sex and food does not keep a man safe. Inner peace does. Men go through a lot of this. We appear strong on the outside, but on the inside we are dying to tell it all. Be a man's peace. Don't stress your man out. Don't become another fight he has to try to win. Guys, what are you going through? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Maina.
Yes.
My dad anapitia the same.
Ati?
My dad. Anapitia the same thing. Mama yangu ni mbaya.
Ni mbaya aje?
Baba yangu akifunga kazi saa 2, by saa 3 anafaa kuwa nyumbani. Na huwa anampiga kama saizi amevunjwa mkono, ako na plaster saa hii.
Your mother broke your father's hand? How old is your father?
Ako 65.
Alivunjwa mkono kwa nini? Kuliendaje?
Baba yangu anapenda wanawake sana. Alikutiliwa akifanya mapenzi na house girl. Alipigwa kichapo.
Even your father hata. Guys, so now he's got a broken hand. And has your mom always been like that to your dad? Since even when you were young?
Tukiwa wadogo.
House girl bado yuko?
Hapana, alienda hata yeye alipigwa akaenda tu.
Alikuwa ni Mkamba?
Hapana, alikuwa Mluo.
Guy, okay. Thank you so much. You see, let me tell you why. And that has explained everything to me. The blunders you guys